Hey guys, and welcome to my first review of 2022. I'm so excited. We have a brand new year, a bunch of brand new movies. So let's get to the first one this year, which is The 355. A CIA operative has to go rogue in order to retrieve a device so powerful it could cripple the world in the wrong hands. She must team up with operatives from other agencies across the globe to stop the threat. Together, these five ladies are known as the 355. Now, if you've seen the trailers, this movie looks like a pretty generic action movie with a actually pretty good cast. And I have to say, this is a really generic movie with a great cast that's underutilized. This movie was so slow at times, and it almost acted like it didn't know what it wanted to be. And I just didn't get a whole lot of enjoyment out of this film, and it kind of disappointed me. I didn't expect much from it. This cast should have been really good. On paper, you have Jessica Chastain, you have Lupita Nyong'o, you have Diane Kruger, Penelope Cruz, Bingbing, and Sebastian Stan. This cast is, in any other movie, would probably be really solid. And for the most part, they're not. Nobody in here does a terrible job. What hurts them is the material that is written for them. Some of the dialogue that has to come out of these actors' mouths just feels stale. And even these actors, to the caliber that they can get to, a lot of it they couldn't save. They couldn't save half of this dialogue. The best of the bunch was Lupita Nyong'o coming to that effect, because it seemed like anytime she had something to do, I was actually buying even some of the dumb stuff she had to say. There's a lot of techno bibble babble that they put out there that I'm just like, you guys are just probably making some of this up, but whatever. Boy, I was sitting through the movie just like this half the time. The director here is Simon Kinberg. He did the last X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix, which was one of the lesser X-Men movies. That was his directorial debut, and so on that movie he met Jessica Chastain, and she kind of pitched him this idea for this movie, the 355, and the whole idea of Agent 355 is, and I suppose, based on a woman in history who was like a secret operative for the United States, who they only referred to her as Agent 355. So I didn't look too much into the story, to be honest with you. And in the movie, you would think with that being the title of the film, that would have kind of been like a theme or a crux they would have kept kind of jumping back to. And they don't necessarily bring up that story. Like, you see it in the trailer. They talk about it in the trailer. Like, you remember that story? That doesn't come in till towards the end of the film. It felt really kind of, I don't know, kind of cheesy, kind of lame. Not that the story itself is lame, of Agent 355. In the context of this film, I was just like, okay, this kind of came out of left field. I don't know, this was a movie that was all over the place. It was supposed to have these really high stakes, and the stakes get about as high as they can get in an action adventure spy / operative agent movie. I barely felt any of it. It didn't really feel like there was any real consequences, and the way the action was filmed, by the way, bugged me the most. It was, imagine, and I don't have anything on me, but just imagine, like, this is your camera here. You have an action scene, and you would think, like, okay, let's get some nice fluid action. We're gonna get everything in frame so you can tell what's going on. And so maybe we can't tell that our actors aren't great with the fight choreography, so we'll just put in stunt doubles and they'll do all the fighting. But instead, they do a lot of this. You're already a movie with a so-so plot / story idea. The least you could do to elevate the so-so premise is to, one, give the actors, or let the actors just act. Let them really take that material and elevate it. While that happened in some actors' cases, and it's not their fault, I think just some of the material was so bad they couldn't elevate it much more than they did. But the other aspect of it is bring in some great, unique action to at least make me go, you know what, that movie wasn't the greatest, but at least the action was, pretty on point. And here, it's never really on point. It's a lot of too many quick cuts, and you see my favorite thing, and you'll catch this if you see this movie, which we'll get to if you should or not, but you see somebody, they point a gun, gun gets knocked out of their hand, and like for whatever reason it stuck out in this one. But you see, like they were in the editing room, like, oh crap, we need to show everybody what happened to that gun. So there's just a quick shot of the gun laying on the ground, like, or you see it hit the ground, like off to the side. Somebody just threw the gun, in one take. They're like, yep, got the take, let's move on. Iffy to bad fight choreography. There was some stuff that kind of impressed me with the camera work, but that's very limited. Like, I could think of maybe 2 examples during the film that I was like, that was a great shot, or that was a great choreographed thing that that stood out, and that was it. That's all that stood out to this movie to me. I will only remember this for being as bland, being as boring as it was, which, like I said, I had no high expectations going into this. I thought, hey, go in with low expectations and maybe it'll surprise you. But instead, like, I went in with low expectations and it was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going in. It is definitely not a dumpster fire. I think, people could get enjoyment out of this. There were 10 people in my theater, and I heard at least 4 or 5 people chuckling at jokes and enjoying themselves, which is fine. Hey, to each their own. To me, it just didn't do anything for me, and really let down by such a good cast. Like I said, this cast should have been great. Couldn't do much with this material, which was kind of disappointing, but expected to an extent. And I felt like Jessica Chastain, as good of an actress as I think she is, she really... oh boy, it was like she tried too hard. And I know that's saying, it almost sounds like an insult, but it's like she tried to elevate everything that she did, like make it more dramatic, make it, more serious, hit you in the heartstrings with it. And it didn't land with me. Hey, it is what it is. For a grade, I'm giving this a C-. It kind of just barely got into the C- range there. Almost got into the D area, but it was, it's the start of the year, first movie, not everything's going to be a knock out of the park. About where I kind of expected this thing to land, kind of a middle of the road. It's not awful, it's not great either. It doesn't really do anything exceptionally well to make me go, you got to see it for factors X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, but if you like action movies, if you like any of these cast members, hey, go see it and formulate your own opinion, because movies are subjective, and I hope you get something out of this, because I didn't. So that is what it is. If you guys did see it, what did you think? Leave your comments below. I'm very curious about that. Also, I can't believe I didn't do this off the top. Make sure you like this video, guys. It helps me out. Hey, if you don't agree with my opinion, at least, hey, like the video that, hey, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. Or, it also helps when you guys subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. That also means a lot to me. And check out some of my other video, guys. I know the last video I did to end 2021 was my top 10 list of last year, which I was really happy about and saw a lot of good movies last year. Gonna tell you right now, I don't think the 355 will make it onto my top 10 films of 2022, but hey, maybe it'll be on yours. It's a long year and we're just starting off. So yeah, go check that out. Go check out some of my other video, guys. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.